Trying to be nice. I failed
Down in the studio, the mics are all hot. The Southern Friday waves a radio spot. Mayhem on the mic, the man with the plan. Got his amigos with him, a rockin' radio band. First up is TJ with a guitar in his hand, slanging out the riffs across the Dixie land. Oh, the Southern Friday crew, loud and proud and true. With TJ, Mr. Smalls, Rhino and Stain, they say through. Mayhem's Amigos, a brotherhood of sound. Best radio show for miles around.
Good Lord, what a week so far. I am TJ. This is Mayhem's Amigos After Dark, and welcome one and all. Oh, wow.
One of these days I'll be in this song.
Well, we'll have to get hippers to recreate the magic. I mean, unfortunately, I think this one was like lightning in a bottle. You know what I mean?
And here's Adam. He's the roadie giving hand job. No. I don't know.
He got a finger in the boaty. Wait a minute.
Yeah, no.
I mean, but for a while there, you were out. The
Yeah.
guys I did have were all Southern Fried guys.
Yeah.
And you know what? We did a fantastic show. I loved it. I missed you all the time. I'm like, dude, I fucking need Adam back. Adam,
Dude, I was trying, but you checked in on me so much. You knew the stuff that was going down.
I knew it was happening.
Yeah.
But I was like, damn it, I need my right hand back.
Like, just mentally, I couldn't free up enough space
Right.
to do it.
Which makes me wonder, how the fuck did I do it when I was going through a lot of the same shit?
Me and you are built different. I mean, you're stronger mentally than I am. I can admit that. I mean, listen, I have spent, I think at most I spent 3 months in psych ward and mental institution combined in one visit. One visit.
I've spent over 20 minutes masturbating. Does that mean that I'm mentally weaker?
Physically weaker, I guess.
Ah.
Libido weaker. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's been a while, so the libido is a little weak.
Yeah.
I will not deny that.
Yeah. It just takes practice. You got to get back in the game. You need to have another player. And you're working on that.
Get player 2 involved. That'd be great.
You're working on that, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm dealing with player 1 right now only, and it's like, come on, put player 2 back.
you versus Rosie.
Yeah, and it gets to a point like I people don't understand, like, when you are self-pleasuring for a certain amount of time, it gets to a point where it's boring.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do. It's just boring.
It's like, listen, you can only sit on your hand and have a stranger so many times.
Well, that don't even work anymore. It's like, come on.
It's like, now what? Do you wear like a grippy oven mitt now?
Well, there was that thought, you get the thought of like, should I go try to get the cow to pet? No, that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
There's just a lot.
Like, do you put like sweats over your hand or leggings or something so it feels different? You get different textures and stuff.
Who is going to go purchase leggings or women's underwear to put over your hand to self-satisfy?
I don't know. Just pretend that it's a present for a girl when you go to Walmart to buy it or whatever.
Maybe not purchase, but I do know somebody who will steal them.
Steve.
Steve. Yeah. And ladies, Steve is single again, so if you are in his building, guard your laundry.
Yeah. It's like, what? He will happily trade one of his signed stained underwear.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
for leggings or pantyhose or,
There it is.
whatever.
The now first official bottle of TX finished here that will be added to the first bottles finished here.
Yep. Let's see what Chris has to say about that. It's a bottle he doesn't have.
Here's to all of you. Whew. That mesquite gets you right afterwards. Whoa. It's hard to why I got a bottle of water out. I was like, I know I'm going to need a chaser for this one. Oh, God.
It's like
The
you just
vanilla when you start is great, but
it's like, you need to just cough and be like, yeah, smooth.
oh yeah. No, it's actually really smooth. It's just you get it down, and then that mesquite afterbite comes up, grabs you, like, whoa. But I mean, just one of the best whiskeys I've had in a long time. I really do. I highly recommend it. If you can find it in your area, get a bottle of TX, give it a shot.
Or two.
Have
or
more than a
four
shot.
or whatever.
Yeah. Really, just give it a try. I think you'll really enjoy it. Yeah, that TX is really good. We are less than 2 weeks away. Smoker Mania around the corner. Rhino and Stain gearing up, and neither one of them talking shit yet, except Rhino.
It's like we are 11 days out.
I know, right? God, I can't believe it. Like we're up
to, but yet, where are our competitors?
I think we're gonna have both of them on Sunday. I really hope we are.
Okay, I hope so. It'd be nice to
have them.
Get some shit talking going, really,
I would like to interview both of them before the match.
Okay.
And see what they have to say about what their strategy is, who's going to win, who's going to lose.
Well, I mean, they know that they want to win and that the other will lose. So we already know that one.
Well,
there's strategy going in.
Sunday, I'm going to give the Vegas line predictions on who is winning and who is losing based on the revelation from Rhino that Steve came over and smoked with Rhino. And they each had chillums.
Okay.
Well, Steve's chillum was smaller than Rhino's.
Well, we already knew that, but what about what they smelled?
Now. Like the actual paraphernalia, it was smaller, okay?
Okay.
And Steve had 2. Rhino had 6. Steve looked like this. Rhino's like, you all right, dude? You okay, Stainer? You all right? Here, I'm getting my next one. Based on that, Las Vegas has changed the odds. They are now giving Stain a 12% chance of victory.
Ooh, that is very, very slim.
He is a 40-1 odds, not the favorite.
Damn.
Oh, wait, wrong computer. Oops. I'm typing into this one, the one I'm using to broadcast. I'm like, shit. But I type with this computer all the time for school, too. So
yeah. It's understandable that you get confused from time to time.
That keyboard. Normally, I had that keyboard off during broadcast, off the side during broadcasting.
So, Vegas odds are more in favor for Rhino then. I think we all kind of felt that. We all kind of are leaning that way. But who knows? Maybe Steve's got a little bit of upset in him. He's upset a lot of other people.
I don't know. He's done a lot of different stuff over the years where he may have something planned. I don't know. He may have something dirty planned.
Yep. Well, that's his main thing is dirty. It's just whether or not it's effective.
Well, I mean, I don't know what he. If he farts, that's going to be a major penalty on him.
Okay. I think we'll need to go back through and reiterate the stipulations and penalties
Oh yeah, well, absolutely.
before this.
I mean, there's no eating. They cannot eat during this. Okay.
Yeah.
So the one thing that we've had is we've had hippers like blowing up all over the place, right?
Right.
Stain will lose, Rhino says in the chat room. I love it. But we've had hippers just blowing up all over this, all over Southern Fried, right?
Right.
But the one thing that Rhino and I have said is like hippers, when you compete, you cannot go and get a snack. I'll do what I want. No. No, Mr. Dent, you cannot go get a fucking snack, okay? I'm waiting on Rhino to start cracking up. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
It's like he can't go and have a bag of a mini bag of Fritos and then come back or whatever.
This is a straight up. It's weed, no snacks, no bathroom breaks, no farting, no shitting yourself.
Well, there's like 3 against Steve right there. There's 3 against Steve right there.
Yeah. No farting on the floor.
Yep. No stinking out the other competitor.
Right. No calling the fire department to try to get a truce. Calling the fire department. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We gotta. There's a lot of things to cover here before the actual match, and then like that whole day is a whole different ball game, right? It's insane for me because that day my show is getting moved up.
Okay.
And I will be on between 4:20 and 4:30, to get this whole thing going and be the master of ceremonies. You know what I mean?
Yep. Oh, look who's decided to show up.
I see that.
Howdy, Chris.
Howdy.
So we've got all of that set up and ready to go. Once it's decided, I'm looking forward to the break for about a month. And then beginning the build-up on the number 1 contenders matches for year 3 and getting through the bracket.
I still want to call it the Ganja Gauntlet.
I know you do, but
I don't know.
Maybe the bong bracket. I mean, I don't know. But I want to get through bracketology on this. And we're still waiting on Chris and his team.
Like for the
but I've got to put a deadline on it. If I don't have a team by the end of May, I've got to set up for the bracket.
Yeah.
All right.
Be ready to go in June.
I'll tell you what. Just put Chris's team on the agenda, and I'll have my team ready.
Well, I need to know who they are so I can get this set up.
Yeah, so we can set up brackets and stuff.
Because I've got to set up the brackets.
All right. All right, let me make some phone calls, and I will let you know by the end of the week, or by next Sunday afternoon.
All right. Oh God, they got the 8-ball. They got the 8-ball bot going in the Southern Fried Radio chat. It's cracking me up. It says it's Smoker Mania 8-ball. Will Rhino have to call 911 to help a fallen stain off the floor? And the 8-ball goes, yes. Oh, God.
I don't even know. My team's going to fucking rock you guys.
You keep saying that, but you don't know what's going on over there.
Well, no.
Well, when I first met you, I used to go to Wisconsin on a regular basis to do weed activist shit up there.
I'm well aware.
But my question,
just turning around and going, oh, well, we're going to do this. Fuck you. No, that pisses me off because it literally does, because it's just like, yeah, well, fuck everything you guys are about. I'm better than you. Fuck off. And that's how I take it. That's how it seems to me.
What?
It literally does. That's how it comes across and how it feels to me. It's like you're sitting there going, well, everything I do is better than you, so fuck off. I'm like, really? Dude, I don't knock anything.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Uh-oh. What do I got here? Florida.
I don't do that.
Give me 1 second here, you guys.
All right. So, Chris, I have a question for you. Being that you're looking into going into this gauntlet bracket, whatever the fuck we're calling it now, are you kind of looking at this upcoming Smoker Mania as the winner's your opponent? Kind of? And how are you looking at this upcoming bout?
I'm looking at it like I'm Chronic Chris. I've been smoking in tokens since smoking's been token since rolling's been rolling.
So are you at all concerned about who wins this year?
I ain't concerned, no.
Okay. Just trying to...
you had me bowl, bong, vape, joint, blunt, chill 'em. I'll fucking hit it. Let's go.
All right, just kind of searching where you're at regarding all this stuff going on. So,
I ain't scared.
I just got a call from an Asian woman from overseas.
She hunting for Steve?
But this wasn't a bot. This is what was weird. She's like, I calling for my friend John in United States. And I'm like, yeah, you got the wrong number. Oh, I'm so sorry. Have a good weekend.
Me love you long time.
I'm going, lady, you better be happy that I got an old lady, because this a few months back, I might have been like, you know what? I know somebody that might help you out.
I mean, you still know someone who would love to help her out.
Well,
his name's not John, though.
He would love to attempt to help her out of the dryer.
Yes.
When she's stuck torso top in it,
Yeah. Love to feel how soft her hands are.
Oh, dude, you had to bring that up.
Okay.
You know how horrible that is. That is post-traumatically triggering.
So there is something else I'm trying to get in on.
All right, what's that?
And it's called the Blazing Summer Music Festival.
Okay.
It is happening June 5th through the 7th in Proctorville, Ohio. And it's just basically a music and weed festival.
Well, that sounds like it'd be all right.
Cool.
They're going to have some smoking competitions and shit. And Jim's done emailed them and said, I got a DJ that knows more about music and weed than you'll ever find in anyone's brain. So get this guy over to your festival.
No, I mean, I think you'd do good with that. I really do.
It'd be nice if they could sponsor you in, so cover your travel and stay.
I know my golf team is set up for the normal tournament this year.
Okay.
National Organization for Marijuana Legalization.
Awesome.
Normal, yeah.
So we're set up for the normal golf.
National Organization to Reform Marijuana Laws.
Yeah, that's it. But we're set up for the normal. We are set up for the golf tournament this year down here, the one that Willie runs. So I'm looking forward to that.
Okay.
Even though I don't smoke anymore and I can't.
Yet. There's a time frame.
So too.
I think Hippers is extremely stoned.
That's usually the case, isn't it?
Well, he puts in here, 8-ball. Will Seabass get fingered while passed out by the monkey in the closet? Of course, the 8-ball answers, you know it. Which is very weird. Why would Seabass get fingered by the monkey in the closet?
I don't know. There would have to be a monkey inside the closet first.
Let's see. 8 Ball, will Rhino dent Stain's butthole? 8 Ball says, you bet.
Okay.
Is Seabass watching the cast? It's a no. Like, this is the kind of shit that happens in that chat room. Like, the 8 Ball gets going, fuck, just sit back.
Yeah.
You got Fisher and his goat farm. You got Junk Man who sells used dildos.
Has Steve talked to him about, selling or trading?
I think he should. I think they should collab a little bit.
Yeah.
You've got Steve and his pre-owned clothes emporium that started up.
Pre-owned. Is each piece autographed by him in a certain special way?
Well, hey, the ad says, don't worry, the clothes may already be stained and ready for your workday.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, God. Of course, who writes all this shit? Well, I didn't write all of it. But I wrote some of it.
You can't deny all of it, just some of it.
No, I can deny some of it, but not all of it. But no,
deny everything.
Well, that's what I say to my lawyer.
That's what my lawyer says to me. But then again, my lawyer knows me very, very well.
That is a problem.
Yeah.
When your lawyer knows you that well, you have issues. You're supposed to hide the body.
I mean, they don't know me that well because of the fact I'm a client. They know me that well because we're friends.
Nice cover up. Didn't work.
No, seriously.
Okay, really.
Why not be friends with your lawyer?
Are we talking about Will County, Livingston County?
Oh, I ain't even talking about Illinois anymore.
So should we talk about your lawyers up there? Do they know you just because you're friends, or? Chris, like, I plead the fucking fifth, asshole.
I plead the fifth of Jack on that one.
Yeah. I plead the fifth.
I'll be right back.
You'll be white black. All right.
What's up?
But yeah, that Jesus, man, I'm telling you, it's just amazing how it's evolved from just an idea to where this year we're starting to bracketology for number one contender.
Yeah.
I'm already getting pushed to begin a tag team title.
Okay. Saying no mean you've talked about a Hell in the Cell type of scenario.
That would be wild.
Yeah.
Hell in a Hot Box.
Yeah.
That would be pretty good. I would love to do something like that, but I don't know if it's going to happen. But, like I said, there's been so much now because this has gained so much traction. It's doing so well. And it's like, God, man, everybody's really excited. We're right around the corner. We are 11 days away.
Yep.
Smoker Mania, here we come. And
I would love to see a version of I Quit match. 2 people go into a van.
Oh God.
And it's just hot box. Like for the rest of the thing, we set up some cameras inside.
Right.
The first person to come out loses.
I would have to insist that it is a very dirty van.
Well, then we may know the right person for it.
No, that van's gone. But I may have to mind.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, it would have to be an extremely dirty van. Like, I know where there is a van in a remote location in central Illinois.
Okay.
And I also know that the people who have this van have used it for a place to throw garbage.
Oh.
And I mean, I'm not talking just like any garbage, right? I'm talking
Okay.
dirty diapers, poop buckets, I mean, just garbage. Crap. You don't want to be anywhere near the
So practical nuclear waste.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So you put everybody in there for that hell in a hot box, but you'd have to get the smoke going in there first.
Yeah.
Kind of like a gas chamber.
Yeah.
So I don't know, throw in like some THC bombs or something. Then you're in there with diapers and shit buckets and all sorts of other stuff, and everybody's like, "Oh God, what the fuck?"
I got something else with that. You have like the one jelly beans that have really bad flavors.
Oh,
like,
God. Jellies that are like the gross stuff.
Yeah, it's like if you want to eat while you're in there, that's what you got to pick from. And it's just a bowl of the bad ones. You don't know which one's which, but it's what you got.
It's like the dirty diaper jelly belly. Oh, God.
Yeah. Earwax and stuff like that.
That might be the most mild one was the earwax.
Yeah.
There was some really gross shit there.
But,
backed up toilet. I mean,
if we're going to make this bad, like a proper I Quit match, every reason to step out of that match, where it's just your will to keep you in.
Right. Then you got to do it. Well, I mean, like I said, and I made my point to Chris. I'm just like, dude, I really feel like everything that we're doing, you're knocking.
Yeah.
It's nothing against him. That's just how I'm taking it, how I feel about it.
Yeah, it does feel like what we're doing isn't at a high enough standard.
Yeah, kind of. That's kind of how I felt about it. And I'm like, dude,
it may not be what he means, but
I'm sure it's
kind of how it comes off. So,
sure it's not, but I'm just like, dude, I busted my ass for a lot of this.
Yeah.
I'm not getting anything out of it. It's costing me money.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm getting out of it is the fact that the fans are getting a pleasure out of it. And that's the plus, That's what it's about.
Now, I would love to see, a lot more donations come in this year than last year.
I really would.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to happen because remember, I put up a big chunk of money last year.
Yeah, you did.
I just cannot swing it this year to do it. I may do it later, but I donate to Southern Fried pretty much every month. And if I miss a month, I try to make it up. But I'm pretty much on the ball with it every month, and I put money into it.
Yeah.
And since the money this year is going to Southern Fried Radio, I kind of justify on that I've done mine throughout the year. I may throw something in on Smoker Mania Day just to be able to get my own challenge in there. We've talked about maybe incorporating dabs as the challenge.
Okay.
$20, you call who does the dab.
Okay.
And just kind of do a rapid fire on that. But we'll see what happens. I may call it $10. I don't know. But I know if I'm putting in that kind of money, I'm going to put in some money now. And then I'm going to go, Stain does the dab. Stain does the dab. Stain does the dab.
Just get a $10 train going for a bunch of people just throwing in. So donate and say for who.
Like I want to see the donations hit, and there's a couple of reasons. One, Southern Fried Radio, for those of you that don't understand where I'm coming from with this and why I like broadcasting over there, is a different animal altogether. This is not your typical station. Chris and I both did terrestrial radio, and I get where he's coming from. Oh, you'd love to go back. Honestly, no, I would not.
There's a lot of restrictions still that you can do here.
I am
but not there.
Would I love to get my paycheck back when I ran the morning show? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I do not want to go back to those restrictions. I don't want to be handcuffed and what I could do and how I could do it and when I could do it and why I could do it, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Going through this allows you to do your own form factor for it. And if you want to change it, you can change it.
But you get what I'm saying? It's like back then, I was handcuffed.
Yeah. And not in a good way.
Now, the way when I got to do something that was fun, it either made a lot of money for the station, I was praised for it, or it made a lot of money for the station, but I got my ass chewed because it also caused a couple fines.
Yeah.
There was no middle ground. That I do not miss.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get it. Terrestrial FM, great. It was fun in its day.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back.
Yeah. The times they are a changing.
All right. So I'm going to put a new poll in.
Okay. See how well this works.
All right, I'm working on it.
It's okay. You know, we really got to get on these Mayhem IT guys to really get on this shit. You know, they should make this easier for us, right?
All right. So we have started the new poll. Who do you think will be the year 2 Smoker Mania Tokerweight champion? Stan retains the title. Rhino wins by a landslide. Go ahead and make your vote, everybody. It's right there in the corner. You can see it. I don't know how you can click on it or whatever, but it's there.
Yep.
And I would love to see what we get for a response.
Yeah. So I just kind of wonder if it should be like, do we have people put in 1 or 2, or will it calculate it?
I think it'll calculate it and tell us.
Okay.
Maybe I'm hoping we'll get some off the air response as well. So please, always, spread the word. Let people know we're out here and spread the word. Build the show. Help us out.
Yep.
So I'm going to change gears a little bit, and I want to discuss something a little more serious tonight.
Okay.
And it is a little bit more government related. I would love to hear, or I would love to read some opinions on this.
Okay.
Earlier this week, a couple days ago, actually, there was a post put out on Truth Social by President Trump that they were going to learn tonight Strait of Hormuz would be opened up and Iran would come to the negotiating table, or they would learn, and he intended to kill everybody and start from scratch in Iran. I know there are a lot of mixed feelings on this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you what I read first.
Okay.
As I read that, the first word that popped into my head was genocide.
Yeah.
And I got chills up my spine when I read that because it screamed genocide at me. And it felt very Hitler-esque.
Yeah.
And then where I got the chills is that was coming from my country. That was coming from the guy who was supposed to represent me. And that is not something I stand for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Now, the flip side of the coin, I stand on, if you want to take out the leadership, be selective about it, but go ahead. We are in a war. We're in a shooting war with them.
Yeah.
Now the gloves are off. And as far as I'm concerned, the leadership are combatants.
Oh, it's the only way they're going to be. It's not like they're going to step onto a battlefield.
Yeah. But, their Ministry of Defense, their Ayatollah, they're making decisions that are forcing the soldiers to go out and execute.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you look at that, in my eyes personally, that makes them combatants.
Yeah.
So if you want to do something with the actual figures, the people in charge, go. Women, families, children, innocents, population, no.
Yeah.
That is off limits. And it has been for generations.
Yeah.
Only in extreme circumstances can you take someone who is normally a non-combatant and consider them a combatant. And most of the time, due to the rules of engagement, we may not catch it in time. And then the next thing you know, that what was a non-combatant turned combatant has caused multiple damages and injuries and a lot of stuff that we're not prepared for. I also have some experience with that part of the world, as we all know.
Yeah.
You have the Sunni and you have the Shiite branches of the Islam religion. And the Sunni branch, and I'm going to double check and make sure I remember correctly. Oh, okay. I was asking a question to Rhino. He answered for me. The Sunni, if I remember correctly, and I'm confirming now, let's see. The Sunni branch they are more your North Africa, Central Asia, Southern Asia, and kind of getting over by the by the more mild side of the Gulf, okay?
Okay.
I'm not saying that they have, yeah. All right, so I've got somebody in here. When I talk about the connotation of genocide regarding Iran, am I referring to Trump's tweet? Because and that's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm saying that the statement that Trump had come across with sounded like and was very much a rhetoric that sounded like he was promoting genocide. I'm not saying that we have done that. Yes, okay, thank you. The Sunni side are the more moderate side. And I was double checking to make sure, try to remember. The Shiite side, on the other hand, Nutsy cuckoo. I mean, these are the people that are very much Muhammad said kill all infidels. That the Shiite side of the Muslim faith or the Islamic faith, Ahmed the dead terrorist comes to mind. Okay, it's just, that's them. So when we get over to the Iranian side of the Gulf, and we're talking about that, the belief on that Shiite side of the religion is very much kill the infidel. I have sat and ate dinner. I have friends that are of the Sunni side of the faith. Peace, pilgrimage, faith, branches of who they are, what they're about. And some of the most God-fearing people you've ever met in your life. You get to the Shiite side of it, that's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
That's the guys that are standing there going, death to America in 78. And anybody that's American standing there going, I need to get the fuck out of here. I mean, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
So, no. So going back to what I was saying, the rhetoric and the way that President Trump expressed that could be. I can't disagree with that. Shiite equals God-fearing equals kill. It very well could be.
Yeah.
And the Shiite idea of that side of the faith, to my understanding, is by eliminating the infidel, you're opening up to bring in the faithful. And that's where the Sunni side is more along the lines of, let's find a middle ground. Let's find peace. Let's understand each other. Just because someone is an infidel, you don't kick them from your dinner table.
Yeah.
You allow them there, and you show them that you're the better person by doing that. And that's I'm loosely quoting. I mean, I don't remember a lot of that because it's been many years since I've studied it. But the Sunni branch is just much more moderate and just so much easier to get along with. And they are willing to sit. They might not agree with your point of view. They may not agree with your point of view at all. Fine, cool. And they're going to state their point of view, and you can agree to disagree and still go on down the road.
Yep.
So again, going back to point, the whole thing from President Trump, I'm not promoting the way that rhetoric came across. And I don't believe that the United States is attacking women, children, etc. I don't think that's the point. I really do believe that the country is still attempting to prevent the nuclear enrichment facilities. That's a dangerous thing in and of itself.
Yeah.
And I honestly cannot sit here in good faith. That's me as a Catholic. I cannot sit here in good faith and look at Iran and the Shiite side of that religion and say confidently that if they had those nuclear capabilities, that they would not launch against the infidel to build their faith.
Yeah.
Because the thing that everybody forgets is that part of the world. It's not about oil. It's not about money. It's not about land. It's about faith. And these are wars that have been going on since the Crusades. And they are about faith.
Yeah.
And what's crazy to me about it is it's about faith. They're preaching the same shit.
For the most part.
but willing to kill each other for it.
Yep.
All right. Let's look at Israel. Primarily Jewish, right?
Right.
What is the one big difference between Jews, their Jewish faith, and Christianity? You're a Christian guy. You're a minister. Please enlighten me on this.
Enlighten you on the differences between Judaism and Christianity.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, to put it as simply as possible, the Jews do not believe in Jesus as the Son. I mean, just to boil it down very, very far. I mean, their beliefs are still very much in the Torah and things like that, and there needed to be another covenant.
See, exactly. So here we go. Jews do not accept Jesus as the Messiah. Otherwise, more in common than different. Exactly. Yeah. All right. Yep. So now you look at the Torah. The Torah, it consists of 5 books in the Bible, right?
Right.
Genesis, Exodus, Deuteronomy, Numbers, and
Leviticus.
Or is it Leviticus?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's your 5. Pretty much the whole faith revolves around those 5 books in the Bible, which is not an easy read.
Yeah, no, it's not.
And it's a lot of fire and brimstone. Do you think Southern Baptist Church has fire and brimstone? Buddy, read those first 5 books. Now, it is a well-known and established historical understanding. I'm not going to say fact. Understanding that while Muhammad, who is the prophet for Islamic faith, was running in the desert, fleeing to keep from being killed, Muhammad ran into Abraham. Abraham, father of Isaiah, right?
Right.
Abraham protected Muhammad and kept him alive. Muhammad, the founder of the Islamic faith, kept alive by Jewish Abraham. Their faiths have crossed by historical understanding, okay? Let's fast forward 5,000 years. And now we have Iran on the Shiite side of the Islamic faith trying to kill Israel, the Jewish faith that kept their prophet alive. Huh?
Yeah.
The outliers of this, of the whole thing there, is Christianity. Christianity's late in the game, ladies and gentlemen, because it revolves around the rise, death, and resurrection of Christ.
Yep.
And I'm not going to go into preaching, but we're late in the game, folks.
Yeah. I mean, other faiths just viewed Jesus as just another prophet.
I know people who call Jesus a zombie. I mean, I really do. And that's fine. Okay. I have my faith. Again, I was raised Catholic. I consider myself what is called a recovering Catholic because my knees hurt. All those years of kneeling and standing up and kneeling and, but the basis of my ideas and my beliefs around all of that don't they don't deviate very far from what I learned as a Catholic.
Yeah.
Okay. But even then, when you look at the New Testament, peace, love, forgiveness, understanding, acceptance. You look at the early preachings in the Quran. Faith, peace, love, understanding. Bridge the gap. You look at the Jewish faith. Trial, tribulation, peace, understand. Wow, we're getting a rhetoric here. But yet, as far back as even the Crusades, willing to kill for the same land based on religion, unwilling to discuss compromise, understanding, and respect. As most of you know, my favorite author is Tom Clancy. The very first book I ever read by Tom Clancy was Without Remorse. Within a week of finishing that book, I went and bought The Hunt for Red October. And I read that. And I have been a fan ever since. I have a family member who is also a fan that the one book he cannot get through is Debt of Honor. And I will admit that the first 18 chapters of Debt of Honor are very difficult to read. But once you're past that, you better strap in. It's Welcome to the Thunderdome. It's a great book. It's just a very slow starter. One of Tom Clancy's greatest writings as an author, and one of my favorite books he's ever written, comes back to The Sum of All Fears. The Sum of All Fears actually discussed this exact subject, and not only discussed it, but gave you a solution. And the problem is for that solution to happen, everyone has to get on board.
Yeah.
Including the Pope.
That's a lot of power to give up.
It's not even really so much giving up power. It's just understanding that section of the world cannot be run from the outside. They set up a religious tribunal. One representative from Israel that was Jewish, a rabbi. One representative from the Sunni branch of the Islam faith. An imam, I believe. And then one Catholic priest or Christian minister, one of the two, could not be both. And in the case in the book, it wound up being a Catholic, actually a Catholic bishop.
Okay.
And if they had a problem in the area of basically the Holy Lands, so we're looking at Mecca, Medina, Jerusalem. Okay.
Yeah.
And if there was a crime, they were brought before the tribunal. And the criminal, the accused, was given a choice as to whether to face their charges based on their faith or the laws of another faith. All right?
All right.
The example they gave was somebody that had committed a rape.
Okay.
caught, captured. He was Muslim. Brought before the tribunal, and he was given the option. You could face the Islamic justice system, you could face the Jewish justice system, or you could face the Christian justice system. All right? This guy, like, I will face Islam. 3 days later, had his head chopped off in Riyadh because he was guilty. I don't know everything about it, and I will be the first to say that. And I will say that because I study the different, and I thank you for your compliment, by the way. This is very interesting, by the way, learning a lot. And please correct me if I say this wrong, but Mahash says that he is a secular Jew, completely non-observant from Israel. 43% are secular like that. And I seem to know more about faith than they do. And I'll tell you, I like to study, I like to read, and I like to try to get a different point of view on different things. And in religion, you have to do that as well, because how can you honestly consider yourself somebody of faith if you can't understand where the other one is coming from?
Yeah.
Now, I'll be first one to admit, I don't know everything. I'm very much a layman in this. However, one of my old squad leaders from the military has his doctorate in religious study. And we do talk, and we kibitz back and forth, and he helps me with my understanding of it. And he's currently a Baptist minister in Houston, Texas. So I could even take the 3-hour drive and go see him and understand a little better just by sitting down and having dinner and watching a football game and discussing. But the understanding of it, the biggest thing to understand with religion is you have to understand, if you don't know anything about it and you're going to persecute it, you're just as wrong as the guy doing whatever they're doing in the first place. It's better to understand what you're dealing with, so then you can at least make a fair and respectable judgment. And I use judgment very loosely because I try, and Adam will tell you this, I try not to judge anyone.
Yeah.
I'm so far against that. It's unreal. Now, granted, there are certain people, RC, that I can't help myself. They earn a very unfavorable outlook from me. But there are, for the most part, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt all the time.
Yeah.
And I wish that that we could get that to happen more, just in government in general. We're not seeing it. Yeah, exactly. I have to agree with this. And Adam, I think you will too. Wish people would take more of an educated stance rather than knowing nothing and just firing off.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the way the internet works nowadays. If you have access to a keyboard and you watch one YouTube video, you're all of a sudden an expert on whatever and feel like you can argue with an expert in whatever field, whether it's science or faith or, economics, politics, whatever.
Correct. Now let's take it a little bit of a step further before we start to wrap up for the night. And I do apologize, you guys that are getting into this conversation. We're going to have to start doing more of these because we got a real active chat room with it today. I thank you for that.
Yeah.
I also have to work tomorrow, so we usually cut Thursday night a little short. when we look at and you're absolutely correct, but as we consider, when I consider everything, let's go back to the Constitution of the United States. That's something I firmly believe in and I love, and you guys know that very well that have been listening for years. The Constitution and the framers of the Constitution originally set up everything as government service. We were supposed to come in, do a job, be done with the job, go home. It was not supposed to be a career field.
Yeah.
And to further that, now you have the public that up until 2005 and the advent of MySpace, where everybody had a friend named Tom.
Yeah.
Up until then, the only place you really received information was the newspaper, television news, radio news. That was it.
Yeah.
That's how you got, or going and researching it yourself. That's how you got your information. For some people, they could sit down, they could watch C-SPAN and see what's happening in different chambers. But C-SPAN moved around, right?
Yeah.
You had CNN, MSNBC, Fox News was later. And me personally, I do believe Fox News is unfairly skewed to the right. But I also believe that MSNBC and CNN are unfairly skewed to the left.
Yeah,
the news stopped being about giving information and started being about money.
Yeah, it's very hard to find unbiased news nowadays.
The closest thing I've found is AP, and I still read AP on a regular basis. But I'm not seeing that from our normal news sources anymore. Now, the problem with social media, when you consider now the advent of Facebook, Twitter, Tweeter, whatever it is, X now, I guess, Truth Social, and all these other platforms, you have all these people that will get one or two stories off of that. And Adam has heard me say this 1,000 times when he brings up something to me. Get a news story. What is the first thing I say?
What's the first thing you say?
What is the first thing I say when you bring a news story to me?
Well, usually I try not to anymore, at least not without giving you the source so that you know how to
always ask the same thing. What is it?
Yeah.
Have you verified this?
Yeah.
Because I will not personally repeat a news story unless I have it independently verified and I can confirm that it is legitimate. So Adam's heard me do it. He's here. What do you think of this? Have you verified it? No.
Well, I mean, there have been times where I've been able to, and then more often than not, surprisingly, there's something wrong. I can't find the exact story the same way it's put.
Right.
There's some facts missing or extra things peppered in
and
to create a slant.
Create the content, as Mahash is saying here. Content is also so important. Exactly.
Yep.
I will not repeat something that I don't know is fact. You want truth. Truth is out there in multiple different forms. Pick your source. You have many different forms of faith that will tell you this is truth. Truth is a matter of opinion. Fact is undeniable.
Yeah. Well, nowadays there's so much preaching about a person's individual truth.
Exactly. You know, you know what? I'm going to quote a movie.
Okay.
That is one of the things that I love about Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade when he is talking about archaeology. Very beginning, he says, archaeology is the search for fact, not truth. If you want to search for truth, philosophy is right down the hall. And X never marks the spot.
Yeah.
Of course, granted, in that movie, he goes on 15 minutes later, he goes, X marks the spot. But that was when you watch that and you actually absorb that and take it in for a minute, it's mind-blowing how true that really is, how factual that really is. The archaeologist isn't out there trying to put everything together for a truth. They're just trying to get historical facts.
Yeah.
And piece together what happened before we were here. How cool, right?
Right.
I am personally a psychology major, as most of you know. I am studying psychology currently in college. I fully intend to proceed with that until I have my PhD. My goal is to work with individuals, as a psychologist, treating people with PTSD and substance abuse issues, and to build a practice around that. That is my intention. I have some individual understanding of these disorders just based on life experience, which is what made me want to pursue this. However, even in my scientific study that I am doing for my schooling, I am never on the search for truth. I'm only searching for fact. And facts, there's a lot of people fighting over a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
So with that being said, and I know, Adam, you were kind of quiet during the second part as I got on my soapbox, and I apologize for that.
That's all right. Sometimes things need to be said. Yeah.
But I would be interested in entertaining your final thoughts at this time.
I think I speak for a lot of people regarding Trump specifically. I'll preface this. These may not be the beliefs of Mayhem, the company, or TJ. These are my own. I believe Trump needs to get off social platforms and needs to use a PR. It's like, stop saying stuff and filter it through a PR. That's it. I mean,
it makes sense. I am not going to try to decide whether he is right or wrong. I will stand on this opinion, and this is very much an opinion. I believe at this juncture, we are in April, we are heading towards the midterms in November, that President Trump in his first term did a better job. I do not feel at this time as if the country's interests have been as represented as they need to be. And in more than one occasion, I am of the opinion that he has put us into more dangerous territory than he should have. We will see how things unfold. Now, there is a historical precedent, thankfully, because of the Constitution of the United States, that goes with what we are looking at currently. And the historical precedent is as his job approval ratings decrease, the likelihood of Congress remaining set in a way that will benefit him is also decreasing. I think we are going to see a shift at the midterms, and it's going to be an ugly one. With that being said, you guys, please, thank you. Spread the word. Share the show. Let people know that we're here. If you want to hear more of the discussion like we had tonight, let me know. Send me a private message. I'm more than happy to listen. Otherwise,
let us both know. Maybe we can plan some way to continue these type of conversations.
Yeah, I'm all about it. I mean, I used to love these conversations because it got into a historical as well as a philosophical debate sometimes, and we had fun with it.
It's like there's like things like this, platforms like this are good for two things.
Dick and fart jokes.
Well, making people laugh and eliminating ignorance.
Yes. Very much so. Well, thank you very much, Maj. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will be back Sunday at 4 p.m. for another Mayhem's Amigos, which puts us a little over a week out from Smoker Mania this year. So everybody stay tuned. I'm TJ with Adam. I want to thank you guys for tuning in and thank you for being a part of the show. And we will see all of you at 4 p.m. on Sunday next time for another Mayhem's Amigos. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.